The year is 1981. Deep within the Soviet Union, a massive aircraft rises silently from a secret runway. It isn't carrying bombs or missiles, it carries something far more advanced and far more dangerous. A weapon that doesn't explode, but blinds, burns, and disrupts its targets using pure energy. No sound, no trail, just light. This is not a scene from a sci-fi thriller, this is real, and the aircraft is the Beriev A-60, the Soviet Union's flying laser gun. Decades ahead of its time, welcome to our channel, where we bring you the most fascinating stories from the world of aviation and military technology. Today, we're unlocking the secrets of one of the Cold War's most mysterious aircraft, a machine that was part plane, part spaceship, and completely unlike anything else ever built, the Beriev A-60. The story of the Beriev A-60 begins in the heat of the Cold War during the 1970s, a time when the United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a technological arms race that extended from Earth's surface to the edge of space. The Americans had initiated a project called the Airborne Laser Laboratory, which aimed to equip a modified Boeing aircraft with laser weapons to shoot down enemy missiles and satellites. The Soviets, not to be left behind, launched their own counter-program into the Beriev A-60, developed as a secret airborne laser platform under the guidance of the Beriev Design Bureau and the Soviet Ministry of Defense. Based on the rugged and reliable Aviation IL-76 transport aircraft, the Beriev A-60 underwent significant modifications. From the outside, it looked bizarre and somewhat menacing, with a large dome-like structure mounted on its nose that housed a tracking and targeting system. Another distinct feature was the dorsal turret on its upper fuselage rotating gimbal that held the main laser weapon system. This turret had a large sliding door that would open mid-flight to expose the laser emitter. These modifications transformed a conventional cargo aircraft into a flying science experiment that represented the peak of Soviet military innovation. The main purpose of the A-60 was to test the feasibility of using laser technology to disable enemy satellites and high-altitude aircraft. In theory, a high-energy laser beam could be used to blind or damage the sensitive optical systems of surveillance satellites, or even fry their internal electronics. These tests were conducted at extremely high altitudes to reduce atmospheric interference and to simulate space-like conditions. The A-60's laser system was believed to be a gas dynamic laser, a type of chemical laser that uses high-speed gases to generate and amplify a focused beam of light. The first A-60 prototype took to the skies in 1981, and over the next few years it completed a number of experimental flights. While the exact capabilities and results of these tests remain classified, some reports suggest the aircraft successfully illuminated and temporarily blinded satellites in low Earth orbit. One notable test took place in 1984 when the A-60 was reportedly able to lock onto and disrupt the sensors of a Soviet satellite. That was a clear proof of concept. The flying laser cannon had done what many considered science fiction. But despite these early successes, the A-60 program faced numerous challenges. The size and weight of the laser system, the need for vast amounts of energy, and the sensitivity of the optics meant that the aircraft had to be heavily customized and maintained with great care. Moreover, the end of the Cold War in the early 1990s brought many advanced military programs to a halt due to budget cuts and shifting strategic priorities. For years, the Beriev A-60 remained grounded, an eerie ghost of Cold War ambitions parked in secrecy. Then something interesting happened. In the early 2000s, Russia quietly restarted the A-60 program under new objectives. With the resurgence of great power, competition, and the increased militarization of space, the concept of space-based threats became relevant again. Reports emerged that the upgraded version of the A-60, now incorporating modern laser technology and digital tracking systems, was back in testing. Photos and satellite images showed a modified Il-76 with familiar nose and dorsal structures parked at airfields, fueling speculation that the airborne laser was far from obsolete. Even today, The exact status of the Beriev A-60 remains unclear. The Russian Ministry of Defense rarely comments on it, and most of what we know comes from leaks, satellite imagery, and defense analysts. However, its legacy is undeniable. The A-60 was one of the first platforms to seriously explore the concept of directed energy weapons on airborne platforms. It helped pave the way for today's efforts in multiple countries to develop laser weapons capable of targeting missiles, drones, and even orbital assets. The Beriev A-60 remains a symbol of the Cold War's most advanced military ambition, flying laboratory that dared to challenge the boundaries of science and engineering. While it never became a full operational weapon system, it demonstrated that the future of warfare could very well involve invisible beams of light, traveling at the speed of sound to disable enemies without a single explosion. As nations continue to invest in directed energy weapons, space-based defense, and satellite warfare, it's clear that the dream behind the Beriev A-60 lives on, whether it flies again or remains a museum piece of forgotten military science. Its role in shaping the future of high-tech warfare cannot be overstated. Thanks for watching. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. For more incredible stories from the world of aviation, defense, and cutting-edge technology, let us know in the comments. Do you think airborne lasers like the A-60 will be a major part of future conflicts? Or are they still too far from practical use? Until next time, fly high and stay curious.